Thursday morning, May 20th, 2025. You have stumbled on the live stream that is Coffee on the Porch. This is a weekly live stream that I have produced for the past, hard to believe, 4.5, 5 years. Welcome. Come on in. We have a little coffee. I play a little music. We talk about politics, spirituality, art, life. Whatever it is you want to put on the agenda with your comments today. It's time for coffee on the porch. Yeah. Welcome, Substack friends. Let me put the guitar down. Welcome on in. Oh, I gotta get my trackpad. Hang on. I left the trackpad across the room. I'm gonna need that. Let me pop you on live and say hello. Everybody's joining quick today, I think, because I was a minute late, I think. So welcome to Debbie and Bobby. Debbie and Bobby say they are on the porch. It's a beautiful day for being on the porch. Probably, I don't know, the ground's a little wet, so I probably still shouldn't have been outside today. But I understand why y'all are on your porch, because it is gorgeous here in Dallas, Texas this morning. Glad to see y'all. Good morning, Peg. Good morning, Carol Ann, Michael Wesley, and Swan. Bren, hey, is that you, Paula? Is Bren Paula? Will you? I think I believe that might be. I am thinking about you this morning. You'll know why in a minute. Good morning, Carol Ann says hello. Good morning, Elizabeth Moen. And James Myers, time to make a Coffee on the Porch theme song. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not totally opposed to a Coffee on the Porch theme song. Coffee on the Porch is a live stream that I have done, as I said, for some years now. And we are now here on Substack. I'm going to move back just slightly. And I didn't have to tell you that. I could have done it without telling you that. You didn't have to know that. Anyway, we've been here for many years, and now we're on Substack, and it seems like it's going pretty well on Substack. Oh, yay. I'm glad you made it over. I was worried, Paula, that you hadn't made it over to Substack. I didn't know. If I knew that, I forgot it. Anyway, I'm glad you're here is the point. That was the whole point. Good morning, Nancy Kelly. Good morning, Tara, down in Brownwood. Okay, the gang's all here. Y'all jumped on quick. Let's hope we'll maybe have some other folks that join us. One of the things that can help that is if you share where we are in the feed. Share this in the feed, if you will. And that would be super helpful. That would be super helpful for folks finding us. Now, if you have a Substack, you could share it on your Substack if you want. Want to remind you, as we always do, that we have the opportunity for you to be text reminded. But I'm going to assume that many of y'all are getting the emails from Substack. And I'm curious if many of you are finding us now through that, if that's a helpful part of how you find us. I just don't know. I don't know how you're knowing to get here. That would help me to know. How do you know to get here? Is it the text reminder still? Is it the email from Substack? What, Facebook? What? How do you know where to find us? Because that will help me tell people how to find us. See? So that's my question. But if you're interested in the text reminders, those are still available at that link. and you can use that QR code to get there. All right. Elizabeth Moen says, next week I will be watching The Porch. Today I'm packing my classroom. Oh, excellent. So you are packing up. You are at school, packing up for the year. Congratulations. Many schools are out. Few more are having their last week this week. You got the emails through the week. Yeah, the emails will come to you when I make a post. So I probably need to think about that, about whether I really want to send an email every time there's a post, because I don't like getting a lot of emails, and I'm thinking it might be annoying. I have not. Carol Ann is posting a link about how friends took 45 homeless people off the street. I have not seen that. And unfortunately, as we've said, one of the annoying things, maybe the only truly annoying thing about Substack, is no hyperlinks in this chat. That's really it's a goof. I really feels like they can fix that and allow hyperlinks in this chat. Seems like that would be. I'm going to, when I have time, whenever that is, I will check that out. There's several other things that I did not get to check out this week. For example, I lied to you, Bobby and Debbie. I did not check out the cup situation. I just got pulled away. A lot going on in the world still. So anyway, look, let's get with it. Let's get with it. What we do at Coffee on the Porch, we have coffee or tea or a drink of some kind. And here's our official Coffee on the Porch mug. But the question on the floor to begin with is always this question: how is your soul? How are you? And so I ask you this question. I put it out here. This is a very famous old spiritual question to ask. You know, Methodist groups, this is the first question they really ever asked themselves was, how are you doing? How's your soul? That's why we put it on the mug, so you can drink your coffee and you can see the words, how is your soul? So let's pour a little coffee. I already poured some. I haven't had enough. I'm finding that's happening more and more. This is probably what I need to do, is get up a little earlier. Yeah. So I can have the first cup and be prepared for you all, caffeinated well. Take a sip. Take a deep breath. I mean, seriously. Take a deep breath. The big in and out spiritual breath. And just ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I doing? Don't just say I'm fine. Maybe you are fine. If so, why? Tell us why. Because that would be nice too. But if you're not fine, tell us why. If you got a joy, tell us the joy. That's what we do. We do a little sharing of the joys and concerns. The kids call it the roses and the thorns. We call it, how is your soul? Yeah, Debbie, I just talked about the bugs. But I will, I want to come back to that in a minute. How's your soul? How you doing on this late May day? There's a lot happening in the world, I know. Good, you're writing a little comment, and we'll go back and check on those. If I'm not careful, I'll just play these 3 chords for the next hour. Probably shouldn't do that. Probably should get on with the conversation, shouldn't I? Yeah. All right, let me get my coffee. Pull down the armrests so I can chat. Sit back in my chair a bit. Good morning, Michael Wesley. Welcome. Did I say that earlier? I don't know if I said welcome to you earlier. Okay, y'all. You guys are talking. Good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Elizabeth points out that Liz, sorry, I'm just reading what it says on the. Liz says that she'll be watching from the porch next week. Just to remind you, probably unlikely to be here next week. I might try to live stream. I'm going to be at Kerrville. I'll be talking about that in a minute. So probably unlikely. I think I one time or twice did a coffee on the porch from there, and I don't know, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see if I could try it. You'd have to have a lot of patience because God knows how that would work. But we'll get back to that. Okay. Okay, James Myers is mentioning something on my mind as well. He says this, mega bummed. I have known Lisa Markley since I was a freshman in the dorms in 1983. Parkinson's. She has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. Heavy sigh. Yeah, Lisa is a dear and old music friend of mine as well. She and I and Bill Nash and Carrie Cooper and Lisa's bandmate Beth were the very first songwriting. That was the very first songwriting group I was in, which would have been in the mid-90-ish. We met just up the road on Greenville Avenue at a coffee place that's not there anymore. And so, yeah, I've known, you've known her a bit longer than me, James, but I've known her since the definitely mid-90s. Yeah, heartbreaking. Lisa Markley, a dear musician friend who lived for years. She and her husband Bruce lived over in Bishop Arts, right around the corner from the main corner of Bishop Arts. Around the block from that was their place that they had, and they hosted a lot of beautiful songwriter times there. And man, Parkinson's, that's a hard one. That's a really hard one. In addition to that, James, I think Paula knows, and maybe some of you also know, my friend Vance Gilbert. Vance Gilbert, on the same day that Lisa announced that she had Parkinson's, Vance announced that he has cancer in his throat. He's a frickin' singer. What? Really? Come on now. And so it's a hard, heavy thing. In addition to that, we are about to go to Kerrville, and I have been tasked every year to, at least the last 2 years, I don't know how long I'll do it, but host the memorial service event that we'll do on Memorial Night, where we are going to remember several people that have died this year. Paula's and my dear friend Tom Prasada Rao. being among them, who died about a week after the festival ended last year. There's going to be a whole night for him, which is not. There's going to be a lot of Tom Prasada Rao. We're going to have a little time for him at the memorial show. Then there's an actual TPR show the next night. And then Melanie Schaffner, who camped with us at Camp Nashville, and our dear friend J.P. Schwartz. I've talked about these people as they died in the past few months. And so, yeah, James, for me right now in my musical tribe, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, that's where most of this illness and death is. I mean, it's not knock on wood, not among my personal friends right now, but among those, except for my wife and what we're dealing with. I'm not trying to exclude that. I'm just saying others outside of us. And siren going by. So it's a lot. Those four are deeply heavy on my heart, and or those five. So yeah, man, that's a heavy one for James and me. And all I can tell you, buddy, is I feel you. I feel you deeply. Kerrville is such a tribe. They have not been in several years since they've been in New York, and I doubt they're coming this year. But there used to be. There were several camps, several traditional camps, all near each other in the very lowest part of the ranch, south of the lower meadow. Basically, is where you would locate that. My camp, my traditional camp, Camp Nashville, being one. A guy named the Bread Man, who's also sick. By the way, also had major surgery. I'm sorry, I forgot the Bread Man. He's also got cancer stuff going on. I think it's cancer. And then Lisa would be right across the road at Camp Coho, another amazing camp there. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, James says this. It's not like someone's parents or a person who lived on the edge. It's a different experience. And Paula, by the way, is in this same boat, y'all. Paula, who is with us so often. Paula is in this same musical tribe in Chicago. And you're right, it is a different experience when it's not somebody who's lived on the edge, when it's not a parent or someone generationally older. You know, I said to you, I said to you all, this is maybe grim, but this is what comes to me, is it does feel like there's a bit of a bell curve of death that happens, and that at my age, and James, yours, I would assume, we are at this front edge of the bell curve of death where, yeah, it's a thing. And it probably should be an expected thing. Not that we're hoping to die, but that our shock in it is going to be replaced by more of it happening. More of it happening, more and more. I've got TPR on the wall right back here, of course. There you see. There's his picture. Right there on the wall behind me. Tom, in his studio, put up a picture of our mutual friend, Rachel Bissix. Same kind of theory, just honoring the saints. And I just thought I would do Tom playing my guitar at one of the last times I ever saw him, in fact. So, yeah, man, not to be a downer, y'all, but it's on I gotta admit, it's on my mind today, this sort of feeling of mortality. Denise and I have been talking about it a lot in terms of her. I don't think I said this last week or the last couple of weeks, but I'll just, since we're on this topic, she's at the liver doctor again this morning for a checkup on her autoimmune liver issues. She's still not recovered. You know, they said it was going to be months. They said that. We said, 6 weeks. Nope. It's definitely months. And it's much better. I mean, if I was going to, I don't know what percentage she would put on it. I might put 80% back to normal. So she's working a lot, going into the office a lot, doing stuff. Still tired a lot, gets tired a lot. So it's still affecting her, obviously. But one of the sobering things they said to her is, we can now stage your disease. You have stage 3 liver disease. So, yeah, that's sobering. We're thinking about this, about how this is the fourth quarter. How long does the fourth quarter last? I don't know, but I know it's the fourth quarter. And so what does that mean? How do we want to live in the fourth quarter? You feel that the time is ticking slowly. Man, this got deep and depressing. I'm sorry. But it's kind of where I am as well. Paula, maybe this is what you mean. Paula says this: I'm finding myself lost in memories, positive memories, dealing with my cancer and my journey to ... Yeah. 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 Is it okay, Paula, if next week, if I'm with Carrie Cooper, I think we might call you together just to check in? That's okay with you. Tara says this: my soul is feeling much better. I took time off of social media because of the bad news. Good for you, Tara. I kind of feel like maybe all of us should do this more. Take a little time off of the social media. What, Carol Ann? Y'all, look at this news. For all the sad news we're talking about, what do I always tell you? We need to celebrate the joys. Take joy in other people's joy. Why? Because it will uplift you. And here we go, right here. Carol Ann says, dance, dance. I just got engaged while on vacation. Yeah. The way you talked about this guy, Carol Ann, I had a sense. He is a wonderful, God-filled man. I spent 27 years single, waiting for God to send me the right one. He really did a great job. Oh, tell us a good engagement story, will you? Tell us a good engagement story. What a joy this is, y'all. Yes. Carol Ann, so excited for you. Excited for this joy. You deserve it. We deserve to have whatever the opposite of schadenfreude is. Schadenjoy? Is there a joyed? What would be the opposite of schadenfreude in German? Anybody know German? The joy at other people's joy, as opposed to the joy in other people's suffering. Oh, I'm happy for you. Michael Wesley says this: my soul was nourished by a concert I attended on Saturday in Pasadena, California. Made 2 new friends, David Morrison and Robert Morgan. Oh, I know them. Robert Morgan Fisher, with you as mutual acquaintances. Yeah, it is a small world. They were out in Pasadena. Okay, cool. It is a small world. Be nice. What do I say? Be nice to everybody. You're going to meet them again. Liz Moanis says this: my body is weary as we move to the lake this weekend. My soul is good, but longing to get back to the lake after my last 3 days at work. I feel you on that, Liz. I feel you. And you've been out of touch with the world, Liz says. That is not a bad thing. Good morning, Jane Geringer. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee on the Porch. I know. Aren't we excited for Carol Ann? Bobby is saying that he is driving to Chicago, and soon you're going to drive to Chicago and bring both of the EFCDs. Thank you for doing that. Shameless plug then, to remind you, especially the new folks that may be joining us, there are 2 CDs available, a very old one here, a very new one here. Rock Hammer to the Stone. Love for you to check those out. Ann Swan says this: I'm in Livingston, Texas, but my son is bringing me to Garland to see my grandson graduate from Naaman High School. I did visit your church while you were at North Haven. So happy to visit Dallas. I lived there 60 years, was a member of FUMCR, that's Richardson, that's my home church, for 30 years, and was a member of First Dallas for 30 years. Love Coffee on the Porch. Glad you're here. Glad you love it. Yeah, it could be cool from Kerrville to do Coffee on the Porch. Lisa really is, James is going back to Lisa Markley, or I'm going back to this, and pointing out that she was a great cultivator, curator of community like that. Yes, you're 100% right. It was beautiful, the way she would bring people together. I got to put my do not disturb on. All right. Good morning, Janie Henderson. Welcome. Tom PR, by the way, was also into his song circles. We all sometimes they were up at Tom and Carrie's house up in Richardson, and then sometimes they were down here in Bishop Arts. Bill Nash is keeping that going way up in Plano. God, this just feels like a long way to go. I probably should go and join some of that, but man, it's a long way. I want to find some more local stuff. James says this: cancer does not have to be the way it was when we were kids. Always keep that in mind. Cancer is much softer now. Well, tell that to the Bidens, James. I'm used to music and arts types. They live kind of out there. Lisa is unique. She really is. Lisa was very, very committed to her craft, is very committed to her craft. Ann Swan is saying this: it's hard to believe what our government did to New Jersey mayor and congresswoman when they went to inspect the ICE detention center. It really is. Yes, the bell is ringing, James. Engaged. It's not just for Picard. Ha! Little Star Wars reference there. Freud and Freud, is that what it is? Oh, of course it would be. Freud and Freud, joy and joy. Freud and Freud. Let's all work on our Freud and Freud, shall we? Let's take a little joy when we can, right? Take a little joy. Oh, look at this, Liz. Look at this. Anne and Liz, you guys need to know each other. See, this is what we're here for. Anne and Liz, you need to meet each other. Heads up. Because wait, where'd it go? Where'd your comment go? Well, anyway, Liz is saying, Elizabeth Moen, known as Liz, saying, we just moved to Point Blank on Lake Livingston. You guys talk among yourselves. Exchange your information. You should know each other. Ann Swan said this: I had cancer twice. The first time it was stage 4, aggressive, and I was told to go home. Whoa! Listen to this. I was told to go home and find someone to raise my kids. But I did not have anyone to raise my children. But I lived 5 years. And 5 years ago I had cancer again, and now I am 79 and still active. Livingston's a red county, but the country living is growing on me. I'm going to talk about that in a bit, Liz, about being in the country. Carol Ann, okay, here's her engagement story. Carol Ann says, we were in Ireland on the cliffs of Moher. He rented the O'Brien Towers, Michael O'Brien, and proposed there. I told him, in this place that holds your family name. Oh, in this place that holds your family name, I'm honored to accept the invitation to be part of your family. What? That's beautiful. This gives me little chills. Carol Ann, I'm so happy for you. Good morning, George Ziller. Welcome to Coffee on the Porch. We have to take some joy in people's joy. We have to, y'all. The world is just too harsh right now. This is one of the things I've told you about religious communities, whether or not you, I didn't have the How's Your Soul slide up. That was supposed to be up the whole time. How's your soul? So professional. I've said for years, one of the benefits of a faith community, if you can find one that really, good morning, Catbird, that really aligns with your values, if you can find that, one of those benefits is the ability to celebrate the joys with people and also celebrate the pains with people, and to be reminded that when I'm going through my challenges, that same moment is the most happy moment for somebody else. That is 100% true. In every moment, that is true. And we get so focused on our own stuff. By the way, even the good stuff, even the celebratory joys, we get pulled away from the rest of the world, and maybe that's okay. But we get pulled away from it when things are hard as well. And neither end of the absolute joy or the absolute suffering, I think, is the whole story. I think it's the mix of these. And so we pray every week in church. We have joys and concerns. We say, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer, O God, for those that are suffering, and in your grace for those who are, or in your mercy. All right. Oh, look at that. Ann Swan. Look at this. Point Blank is so close to me. Liz, look at that. There. Look, you guys. Fun. Fun. I love this. This is one of the things I love most about life, when I can connect people, because I end up knowing a lot of people and they end up all knowing each other. Like Michael just said. Michael just met some mutual acquaintances. I love that. The Biden experience is that, sadly. I learned cancer at 7 years from mom and MD Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, we should mention that Joe Biden has been diagnosed with a very aggressive form of prostate cancer. I got to tell you, this is, it's pretty harsh. People want to bag on that man. And we've talked about this before. We don't have to go back into it. Why I think that's foolish and pointless. All the decisions Biden made as president, including to run again, were logical from his point of view, based on the evidence that he could see. Now, prostate cancer can sneak up on people. And of course, to hear somebody with advanced prostate cancer reminds me of Dan Fogelberg. Same thing, cancer in the bones before it was even caught. And so, yeah, this can happen. There are MAGA people out there going, oh, how did this? Well, our president right now is saying, well, how did this not happen? He's married to a doctor, not a medical doctor, but a doctor. I guess all doctors have medical knowledge. Whatever. But how could this happen? He's been saying. All right, goodbye, James. Good to see you, buddy. Well, friends, let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on around here. I am focusing on the little joys myself, if I'm being totally honest this week, as I am with you. We were out at the lake for a few days. We have a kind of a thing. Fridays are typically my day off. Oh, no, wait, I'm going to jump back because Catbird has big news here. I am in shock this morning, Cat says, that my ex and both his birds have died and apparently had been dead for quite some time before he was discovered. Oh, no. His girlfriend called to tell me last night. I'm grieving all over again. I'm so sorry. Well, Kat, before you got on, we were just talking about how unfortunately pervasive loss feels like it is right now with some people. A lot of people going away, dying, and it's been hard. So I'm very, very sorry to hear that. Even if you guys had moved on, that's difficult. That's very difficult. Big prayers. So back to the lake. I don't know why we didn't think about this years ago. Maybe we did, and my parents decided not to do it. But Denise and I and Maria said, we have this beautiful long window. These windows, this one pane you're looking at here, I don't know, there's like 10 of them across the front of the house. So it's a big window across the front of the house, window view. And why don't we just put swivel chairs right inside so that when it's 100 frickin' degrees, we can look out and see the beauty of everything. Why don't we do that? So we have new swivel chairs. So we spent a lot of time for a few days just looking out at the lake, and it was wonderful. There, the closest little town to our lake house is Edam, and Denise was feeling well enough. She's starting to feel well enough to get out and do things like walk around Edam. So we walked around Edam for the first time in a while. It was nice to go through the shops. It's a little artist community. They have been a place where a lot of artists go for many, many years to set up their shops, painters, sculptors, people who throw pottery, jewelry people. But it's really it reminds me of kind of Kerrville. I mean, kind of the sort of very artisty view of things. I saw this in a bookstore. I'm gonna have to get this. Energy Follows Thought by Willie Nelson. This book, the stories behind my songs. I think I gotta get that, man. I gotta get that book. Of particular note, when we were in Edam this time, there is this firehouse there, and for many years, it was owned. It was not a firehouse. What did I say? Gas station. This is the old gas station, which is no longer a gas station. But I don't know who they were, but they were older white dudes who used to sit on the porch a lot, and I always thought, oh, look at those sweet older white dudes. And then, in the time of Trump, they went all Trumpy on us and started putting up these Trump signs and the let's go Brandon signs and all this BS. And so I don't know what happened to them. I hope they're okay, but I do know that some of the artists in Edam bought the building. So the Trump flags are gone, and now it is all about art. And they are renovating it so that more artists that can move in. And I took that as a beautiful sign of hope, along with these flags flying there in Edam, Texas, small town Texas. Y'all, you know how brave this is? There is look this up. There is a knife guy. In fact, I'll look this up for you. There is what do you call that, knife store? Is there a name for a knife store? I think there is that I'm forgetting. There's a dude that has a knife store there in Edam, and he has a security camera that's on all the time. And some months back, a couple came in with a couple of old World War II era knives, and they put the knives down on the counter, and they told this guy, this has become a viral sensation, this video. And they told the guy, we want the symbol from this knife on that knife. And he just said no, and handed them back to him. He said, that's a Nazi symbol. And one of my rules here is no Nazi bullshit. I'm going to say it because that's what he said. And in fact, they have T-shirts and hats that say no Nazi bullshit. So this has become a viral sensation, and people are now going by the shop. I'm sorry, I don't remember the guy's name. We went in and said hi to him on Saturday, but God bless that guy in rural East Texas making that kind of stand. No Nazi bullshit. I think we need a few more people saying that, don't you think? In the world today, this was my view on the way home. This was not a bad drive home from the lake Saturday night as we got ready for church on Sunday. On Sunday, we had district conference. This is over at St. Luke United Methodist District Conference for the United Methodist Church. It's good to see everybody. Hug some necks. This was at St. Luke, where my friend Richie Butler is the pastor, and formerly where Zan Holmes was pastor for many, many years. And yeah, it's very close to me. If it didn't rain, it rained that afternoon, I would have walked. I've walked to meetings over there before. That's how close I am to that church. It's less than a mile and a half, actually. I've said this to you several times. The garden is very, very slow, but it's coming. It's coming along. It's just very, very slow in coming along. A couple of pictures of the flowers starting to pop out. I got a big idea. The cactus flowers are out. That's super beautiful. Look at that. So it's slow, but it's coming. Um, and I got to think that the next few days, mark my word, the next few days, sadly, probably while I'm in Kerrville, I think everything is going to just explode because there's big sun today after the rain last night. I think it's coming, so I think my long wait is over for that. We had another vigil yesterday out at ICE headquarters. We actually had more people than this. This was early. We had about excuse me 20 people, excuse me, who joined us at ICE headquarters for our vigils. On the right there are two of our Kessler Park folks, and on the left are three of my United Methodist clergy friends. And so we continued those vigils. We will continue those vigils. I'm going to tell you that it's very likely we will be off for a few weeks here. However, because next week is Memorial Day, so I'm down in Kerrville anyway. But they're closed. ICE is closed, so we're going to take next week off, and then I'm likely just back in town the following week, so I may not be there, but they will be on June 2nd. If you are a layperson or clergy in the Dallas area, you're welcome to join us. You can private message me, and I'm happy to let you know how to join our protest vigil at ICE headquarters. Kat says she loves the view. Oh, he lived next door to the place. You just moved. Oh my. I didn't realize y'all had been that close to each other still. I'm so sorry. Ann Swan is saying this to back up. Our Democratic Club is writing the White House to tell the president how much we love President Biden. That's a pretty good idea. I know that Willie Nelson book looks great, doesn't it, Ann? Yesterday I saw a garage painted Trump covered over the whole side. I just tried to look away and be sad. Well, it's out there. It's a lot of places. And for those of us with rural Texas connections, as Ann was saying, it's a lot. It's a lot. I've said this before. There's a lot more Confederate flags out there than there used to be. People have reconfederized. Is that a word? I'm going to make it a word. Reconfederized their lives in ways that I find disturbing. Why wouldn't I find it disturbing? All right, I'm going to do a couple of songs here in a row. Time for song. Thank you for sharing, for our time of sharing. This may be the last song Tom Prasad Rao wrote. No, it's not the last one. It's one of the last ones. And it's a beautiful song, and I think I don't want to speak for him about his mental state when he wrote it. I'm not going to speak for. I try not to speak for people. In fact, why wouldn't I just let the song speak? So this is a song of hope, even in the darkness. There was a great hymn written that we United Methodists know called Hymn of Promise, written by Natalie Sleeth when her husband was dying of cancer. When her husband was dying of cancer, she wrote these words: "In the bulb there is a flower, in the tree an apple seed, cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In our death or resurrection, at the last a victory, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. There are things beyond what we can see, and we trust in that resurrection hope even in the midst of our own suffering." That's the point of that hymn. It's become a super popular hymn in our United Methodist circles. For somebody who wrote that while she was going through great grief. Well, this is kind of the same thing with this song. Tom wrote this in the midst of his own cancer journey. This is called Even When the Light is Low. And I'm going to play a couple of Curval Friend songs today. Turn back the clock to the dark. Would it? I gotta do that again. All right, now I'm here. Turn back the clock to the dark. It's what it felt like in my heart. The midnight hour reappeared amongst a few unfallen tears. The hidden hand tugs on my shoulder, calls my name, but I won't go, 'cause the world speaks in poetry, just the way it's supposed to be. There is still a way back home, even when the light is low. And even if my time is short, don't pull me back to port. Point me starboard out to sea. Let the tide have its way with me. The hidden hand tugs on my shoulder, calls my name, but I won't go, 'cause the world, it speaks in poetry, just the way it's supposed to be. There is still a way back home, even when the light is low. Are you weary, heavy laden? Just how long have you been waiting? The hidden hand tugs on my shoulder, calls my name, but don't you know that the world, it speaks in poetry, even when it's not supposed to be. You will find your way back home. You will never be alone, even when the light is low. Even when the light is low. Even when the light is low. The hidden hand tugs on my shoulder, calls my name, but don't you know that the world speaks in poetry? Even when it's not supposed to be, you will find a way back home. You will never be alone, even when the light is low. Damn, that man was a monster songwriter. I'm telling you, what a soul. What a soul. Good morning, Darcy. Welcome. Glad to see you. Always glad to see you up in Cincinnati. Is it warming up there? I hope. I'm going to go right to the second song because I want to do two today. I'm just thinking of my Curval Friend songs, and this is a joint song. It makes me think of two people. It makes me think of the writer who is Chuck Brodsky, and the person who did the most famous version of this song, which is the beautiful Sarah Hickman. Beautiful in all the ways you can mean that. Soul, spirit. I think I've done this a couple times lately. Oh, it's pouring rain. Y'all are getting what we got last night, y'all. Darcy, that's that system. Man, bad storms moving through the midsection of the country. Really nasty. We just got a little bit of a tail end of it. The last bit swept through about 1:30, the very tail end, but the front end was hundreds of miles east already. And so, yeah, that's what you're getting. That's that same storm. Nature is amazing and horrendous. So as we gather out in front of ice, yesterday my clergy sister, Amy Spohr, she just did a 45-second greeting to the immigrant community. Just telling them you're not alone. We're with you. We're praying with you. We know you're afraid. We know this is a really hard time. When we can just do these little things, these little moments of hope to lift somebody up, as this song says, to fill somebody's cup. That can sometimes make all the difference, and even if it doesn't change the whole world, it changes a few people. That's how we build community. Trust, love, grace, all the good things. Well, I hope to see you later, 'cause it's time for me to go. My ride is just pulled over. It sure was good to know ya. Go answer your calling. Go and fill somebody's cup. And if you see an angel falling, won't you stop and help her up? Oh, 'cause we are each other's angels. Oh, and we meet when it is time. Oh, and we keep each other going, and we show each other signs. Sometimes you'll stumble, sometimes you'll just lie down, and sometimes you'll get lonely even with all these people around. Oh, you might shiver when the wind blows. Oh yeah, and you might get blown away. Oh, and you might lose a little color. You might lose a little faith. Oh, but we are each other's angels, and we meet when it is time, and we keep each other going, and we show each other signs. My destination. Well, I finally made it home. God sent 10,000 angels just to make me one of his own. Oh, 'cause we are each other's angels. Oh, and we meet when it is time. Oh, and we keep each other going. Oh, and we show each other signs. We are each other's angels. Oh, we are each other's angels. Each other's angels. Oh, we are each other's angels. Oh. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad message, right? I was going to do that last week, but somehow it fit this week. I just didn't get to it last week. I did do something, I think, from the Eagles last week instead. We are called to be here for each other, to lift each other up, right? Good morning, Mary Laughlin. Saw Mary last night over at church. Now I've lost my trackpad. Where are you? There you are. We're called to lift each other up. We really are. We're called to be here for each other, right? That's the calling. All right, friends, we are coming to an end of the day. Darcy, I hope that you make it through the rain today, the rainy day. And I know with the hills and stuff there, watch out for that flooding. I know. We had 2 songs today, both from Kerrville friends, because I'm thinking of Kerrville, because I will be in Kerrville. I will, God willing, be heading out Thursday and be there with my friends, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, these 2 songs were what we did, because I'm thinking of Kerrville. Even When the Light is Low by the great Tom Prasada Rao. We Are Each Other's Angels, that was written by Chuck Brodsky. I'm sure hoping Chuck will be there up on the hill. Just a reminder about Kessler Park. We continue to have lots of people visiting us, y'all. It's super wonderful. Good morning, Jan. We continue to have people coming by, more and more people all the time. It's wonderful. It's great. Pastor Kay will be preaching this Sunday, and so she's going to, please be with her, because I know it's hard when I'm out of town, and Ken's out of town too, and it's just going to be hard. I do want to remind you, I do have my record, my CD, Rock Hammer to the Stone. I really do think it would help you. I think the music would help you. Whether you buy a CD or listen to it at your favorite streaming option, I think it might help. I think it might be songs of inspiration and hope for these troubled times. I know it will be, actually. People tell me that, and I'm grateful and for that. If you want text reminders about this gathering, you can go here. So that we will send you one text reminder a week to remind you to come and join us for coffee on the porch. And otherwise, you'll get the email from Substack now. That's how that works. So thank you. Yeah, hopefully no rain in Kerrville. I got to tell you, I just looked today, Darcy. First weekend, beautiful. The night of our memorial show, 40% chance of rain. You know, it is what it is. It rained last year. Actually, there was a massive hailstorm like an hour before that show, now that I remember it. And it cleared off and it was fine. So maybe that will happen again. Look, you know, it's you're putting yourself at the mercy of the elements when you're out in Kerrville. We all understand that. All right, friends, thank you for being here. Please share this in your social media. What happens, the live stream goes away, and then in a few minutes after Substack does their magic, it gets reposted as a Substack post, and you can come back and watch in case you missed the conversation and the hour. Thank you for being here. Next week, probably not here next week, but maybe, because I will be at Kerrville. And I'm intending to stay 10 days. So that probably, let's see, how does that work? I would be here the following week. I will miss next week, but I'll be back on the 3rd of June. Yeah, I'll be back then. All right, friends, God bless you. Good morning to Daniel. Welcome. Linda says she enjoyed today. Good. Good to see you up in Ohio. You and Darcy are our Ohio contingent now. Welcome to our new folks, Jan and Daniel. God bless you all. Glad you were here. Thank you for the conversation. Hope you enjoyed the music. Have a good week. And until next time, God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye.